Hello and welcome back to Van Horn Metz Supplier Highlight Series. I'm AJ Crofford, the Marketing Manager. Today we have our friends from Rexter Global Solutions. Rexter was established in 2018 in Monterrey, Mexico, with the goal to serve customers globally by providing unique products and technical support during the formulation process. We will review two of their products today that are used to improve a coating's mechanical properties, a colloidal silica additive and a coalescing agent. Alex Aguilar, Rexter's Marketing and North American Sales Manager, is with us today. Alex, thank you for being with us today. We're excited to learn about your products.
Thank you very much, AJ. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. And we will today present two of our two specialties. As you well said, one is a coalescer, high efficiency, high performance, low odor, zero VOC, and additive, which is designed to improve the mechanical properties in coatings. So let's start with Rexter CT. Let's start to understand how does Rexter CT works. Rexter CT hydroxyl groups form strong bridges with the OH, which we are meaning by OH is the hydroxylic and carboxylic groups of the resins. The second step would be the Rexter CT in organic polymers and colloidal silica intensifies the cross-linking of the reactive groups in resin due to its large number of hydroxyl surface group. And because of this reaction, we have that the mechanical properties of the final products will improve. We will go more in detail in the further slides. Okay, in this slide, we will see two images. On the right side, I want to draw your attention. On the right side, we will see how the paint with Rexter CT looks like and how the particles of resin without Rexter CT looks like. This is just an illustrative image, and we can see how the Rexter CT bonds with forms these bridges that we were talking about with the particles of the resin, making it harder and creating a cross-linking with these hydroxylics and carboxylic groups. As a reaction of this, what we will have is a very hard film, high resistance, and two different mechanical properties that we are going to describe in the next slides of the presentation. Then let's talk about the mechanical properties improved by Rexter CT. First, we have the water resistance, and why the product improves the water resistance. The reason is because the inorganic polymers of Rexter CT forms a layer which improves the water resistance of the paint. Because of these layers, the product forms a barrier on the film of the paint, which doesn't allow to penetrate the water into the surface. Let's remember that our product is a mixture of colloidal inorganic polymers, also colloidal silica in it, and the nanoparticles of the product it's about 5 nanometers. This is very, very small, which makes the product very reactive for the paint and to be more effective and give these mechanical properties in a very effective way. The second point is the adhesion of the coating. This adhesion of the coating, it works in the way, as I said, with the cross-linking that the product is doing with the resin, OH, and carboxylic groups. This makes the film very hard and consistent, and therefore will improve the adhesion of the coating. Then we also have that our product contributes to the surfactant leaching. As I said before, our product has a particles of 5 nanometers particle. These 5 nanometer particles, they penetrate the capillarity and the surface in the film and doesn't allow or prevents the migration of surfactants to come to the surface. We have to understand that we don't say the Rexter CT is going to be the final solution to the surfactant leaching, but for sure is going to be solution to mitigate the problem. Then the abrasion resistance is due to the hardness of the particles. We are talking about 6.5 MOS particle size of the Rexter CT. As I said, these particles of the product will penetrate the capillarity of the film It is like when we can imagine sand from the beach. These particles of sand penetrating the capillarity of the surface of the film until they are in the top of the film, and these hard particles remains there, contributing so that any abrasive threat to the film will be contained with our product.
So I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
As far as coatings go, are you guys trying to, where would this work best? Like in a primer, in a base coat? Like what kind of substrates also work well? Is it metal, wood? Where would you guys suggest using this?
Yeah, we would suggest to use this product. First, we will suggest to use it. It's important to mention that this product is compatible with all water-based systems. The usage of this product will depend on what the development the customer will want. This this product can be used in base coat. This product can be used in primers. This product can be used also for wood. The application actually is very wide. We would say that the usage of Rexter CT will depend on what objectives the customer wants to have. And but in general speaking, the product can be adapted to any water-based system. We have even customers and potential customers that they have used this product in systems where are emulsified systems, and it works just perfect. So the usage of Rexter CT is very wide. It's very wide, and I would say it's depend on what aim objectives will the customer have.
What about solvent-based systems? Is it not recommended at all? Can
Not
it be incorporated in some manner?
not recommended. The product works is compatible only with water-based systems. Okay. Uh, as I said, we also have tested with some emulsified system with polyurethane, for example, and it works just perfect. But the main recommendation is in water-based because the product is designed to work in a water-based systems only.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, the third is that it works as anti-settling agent. The reason of this anti-settling agent is because the Rexter CT forms a barrier between the particles in the coat. It keep all the time disperse the particles, the resin particles, the fillers, the charge. It keeps always very well dispersed. This doesn't mean that this is a dispersing agent. That's why when we designed the Rexter CT, we designed it to work also to contribute and enhance the dispersing part, and we cataloged this like co-dispersant product. So the reason is it doesn't work as the same science as the dispersing agents. As I said, our product, what it does is that comes between the particles of the fillers and the charges and keeps always dispersed. And by keeping always dispersed these particles, you will not have agglomeration, and therefore there will not be sedimentation, because the sedimentation happens when the particles becomes too heavy after agglomerating and comes to the bottom of the substance. The other important is also it's a solution to the anti-blocking by being hydrophilic product. This is because, first of all, as we already went and mentioned in the first slide, Rexter CT will make the film hard and more consistent and improve adhesion and cohesion of the coating. Therefore, by being hard and more consistent, it will not have tackiness. It will reduce and will eliminate the tackiness in the film, and therefore, by not being tacky, there will be solid, consistent film, and it will not allow the dirtiness to remain in the surface. This product is important to mention. This is also hydrophilic product, means that the moisture doesn't penetrate. It remains in the surface, but it doesn't penetrate. Therefore, it's very easy to eliminate any dirt from the surface. It's very easy to wash any surface because of this pattern that the Rexter CT has this advantage.
What kind of loading are you looking at this in a coating?
You mean by loading, you mean dosage?
Correct.
Yeah. Uh, we recommend actually to use Rexer CT. It's actually, this is very interesting question because our recommendation usually will say from 5 to 10% maximum. However, this will also depend on factors like the type of PVC that the paint would have, because usually we have customers that with 3% also they have really quite good results, very impressive results, and some customers use 5%, other use 3%, and other goes to 7%. So this will depend, I would say, adapting to each case, but our recommendation is always 5 to 10% loading into the formula.
Okay. And then as far as a post ad versus incorporating it into like the mill base, would a customer be able to just kind of dose their current formula with this just to see how it affects their mechanical properties and then go back and reformulate it in and maybe take out that dispersing agent or any rheology modifiers? What's the best way to do some initial testing?
We recommend actually, the product is designed, it can be added out in the downside when you, or post addition. We recommend it to use it in the first stage of the, when you are mixing when the process with the resin. I think it's called downside in English, if I'm correct. Uh, in this moment, it's better to include the Rexter CT. However, you can also add it post addition, and the effectiveness, it is the same, very good. So both options, both variables are correct to do. For testing, some customer usually post addition, so that they want to see, what they want to see is their normal average coating versus their coating plus already the dosage of Rexter CT in the formula, and uh, and this is how they measure the parameter. But you can use it in both ways. Either you can in the first stage when you're mixing all the ingredients of the coating, or you can make it in the post addition, and it will be okay.
Perfect.
Something very important, AJ, that I forgot to mention is when we are talking about the anti-settling agent, this means also that you can reduce, the customer is able to decrease the amount of this percent in their formula, which will represent also a saving in the formula. Also, the product, it improves the rheology, and therefore, by improving the rheology, the customer is also going to be able to decrease the amount of cellulosic material in their formula. And what percentage, this will depend. We recommend to decrease in 25%, but this is very the customer has to customize and adapt it to its own formula to see what percentage works better to decrease. And why Rexter CT is important? First, we want to mention the four fundamental reasons why to have a product like Rexter CT is important in the formula. First, we said that coatings are often exposed to different weather conditions around the world that affect directly the durability of the coating. The final customer wants always a high performance and durable coating. By adding Rexter CT into your formula, it will contribute to have a durable coating independently of the weather and geographical conditions. Rexter CT, as I mentioned before, is ideal for new developments where special mechanical properties are needed.
When you
Okay.
talk about, you mentioned the pigment volume concentration, the
Yeah.
PVC. Is there a percentage of solids in a formula that is ideal to incorporate this? Does it need to be high? What do you consider to be high?
No, the Rexter CT works in any PVC. When I mentioned the PVC, it was more because the PVC, you will see the reaction of the product. It will be more noticeable when you have a high PVC, let's say 80%, 84 PVC, for example. Than if you have versus a paint that has 60 PVC, for example, 60% PVC. So the Rexter CT will work very efficient in both ways, but the difference will be seen more in high PVC coatings. But this doesn't mean that the product will not work also in a low PVC coating. So the customer can use any PVC in the that is ideal for their applications, and just to adapt the percentage of Rexter CT, because if we see it this way, if you have a high PVC coating, for example, which is already high resistant to the water, independent of this, our product Rexter CT will enhance this property, for example, the water resistant in this case, and will also enhance other properties that maybe the resin by itself will not provide to the coating. But the PVC, it works in any range of PVC. Also, is ideal, for example, as I said, the examples in Latin America, we have customers which use this product in a super high PVC. So their idea is to upgrade their economic range to the medium or premium uh, paint, and they market it this way because without sacrificing any percentage of resin, they can have a coating with better mechanical properties, like if they have higher percentage of resin in their formula. This is COALREX. This is our coalescing agent. Is low odor and zero VOC coalescent. And now we will see. Let's start talking about the role of COALREX in coatings. Well, let's start seeing that COALREX is used in dispersion paints for optimizing the film formation of the process of the polymeric binary particles. Coalescent agents are typically reduce the minimal film formation and therefore optimize the cohesion and properties such as scrap resistance, mechanical properties, and as well as appearance. In the pictures, in the image that we have on the right side, we can see the stages, how the particles start to coalesce. In the stage number 1, we see the particles starting to coalesce, the starting coalescing process, which is going to be the stage 1. The stage 2 is going to be the coalescing process it's in process. And the stage 3 is when the particles are fully coalesced and the film formation is completed. Then what are the desired properties that we are searching, that we wish for COALREX? First, to have low water solubility. Let's take into consideration that this doesn't mean that our product doesn't work in water-based system. What we are meaning and what we want to explain is that coalescent generally are not soluble in water, because if they are more soluble in water, they would evaporate easier. So the particles of the coalescent will integrate, but they don't solubilize. Okay, that's what we refer to low solubility. Then it has to have appropriate evaporation rate, application excellent hydrolytic stability, excellent coalescing efficiency with a wide variety of latex emulsion. This means that in our case, COALREX, for example, is compatible and has good efficiency with absolutely all water-based systems. When we talk about the hydrolytic stability, we are talking about the pH what the coalescent has to work with. In our case, we don't have any problems with the hydrolytic stability. That's why we said that we have an excellent hydrolytic stability, because our coalescent works perfectly with any pH, especially the pH that are in the average on the water-based system, which are between 8 and 9. So it means that they're alkaline.
Would the COALREX or the Rexter CT add any color or impart color on the coating? Are they clear? What's that like?
No, they would. They absolutely they don't modify the color. Actually, indeed, the Rexter CT it is a translucent solution, and it doesn't modify the color at all. And the same as for the Rexter, the COALREX, it also doesn't modify any color in the paint. Then we have here the performance properties of our Rex. We understand by the three plus signs that is excellent, and we understand by the two that is very good performance. So we have that it has no VOC, low odor, it has very low odor, coalescing efficiency is excellent, storage stability will be excellent. This also the storage stability is excellent also because of the excellent hydrolytic stability of the product. The freeze thaw stability also is very good. The open time is excellent. The wet scrap resistance is excellent because it's important, AJ, about the wet scrub resistance, for example. It's in this stage. I also want to mention that COALREX, besides performing the task of a coalescent, it's also improved the bright and it makes the film harder. So it will improve even a little. Will give some abrasion resistance to the coat. So we said it has also these properties, and it has water alkali resistance, has excellence, as I said. Here it is very interesting. We did this here in Mexico. What we did is we wanted to see to test how people perceive the odor in the product, and that's why this our protocol Rex is ideal where odor is a concern. Our testing demonstrated that our product has a lower profile than many other traditional coalescing agents used in architectural paints. We evaluate other characteristics of paints containing COALREX, and the results you can see, we see on the left side a matte paint and a silk paint. And in both cases, if we compare in the table, 0 will be no odor and there will be very strong odor. So if we compare what is without coalescent and with COALREX, we will see that even in the silk paint and in the matte paint, the odor is less than in the paint without the coalescent. So this demonstrates that our product odor is completely low, even not perceived by the audience. This table is the minimal time film formation. Let's remember, AJ, that each resin has their own minimal time of film formation, and what our product will do is to accelerate or to speed automatically this time of minimal film formation. In this case, what we can see is that with 0.5%, we achieve the exactly minimal time film formation compared to 4% used by the competitor. So we came to the same point with seven times a smaller quantity, and this is where our product, the key advantage of our product, that you have first of all completely no toxic coalescent with 0 VOC, low odor, and besides this, and all the mechanical properties that our product gives. Besides this, we have the dosage of what we use, because we design always as Rexter, we concern always about the dosage of the products. Always we try to keep it always very low, because we care that our partners and customers have the high efficiency product. So we designed this product to work better with the rest of coalescent in the market, but with low dosage. In this case, it was with the acrylic resin. Then this table, I want to draw the attention. We are comparing here the properties between our product COALREX and competitor. The compatibility is good for our products and competitors, but as I said, here is important to pay attention on the dosage. We have studied very well the market, and we know that main competitors, the dosage will be between 4 and 10% of in their formula, whereas we use 0.5%, which is 8 times or 7 times lower dosage, which is going to represent a huge saving in the final application of the customer. Then we have hardness is excellent versus regular hardness of our competitor. Adhesion is good for both products. Brightness, improve the brightness, as I mentioned before. This is one of the characteristics of COALREX that improves the brightness, and competitors, their brightness is going to be regular. And abrasion improves the abrasion, and competitor, they just have a regular abrasion resistance. I want also to say we are very concerned. We are a company that we are very concerned about the VOC, for example. That's why we design products that are friendly, with the environment, and that's why the two products we presented today, the COALREX and the Rexter CT, both are products that they have zero VOC. They are not toxic, and because we know how the VOC and everything, how it's affecting the coating industry. That's why we rely on only ecological and non-toxic product. So thank you, AJ, for the opportunity of being here with you today. I hope that my presentation clarified everything and explains very well about our both products. And I think this is, for me, everything. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Just one question for you before we get off of here.
Yeah.
How do they work in conjunction together? If you incorporate both of these products into a coating, are they meant to be used together? Can they be used individually?
Yeah, they can be used both ways. They can be used together because the COALREX will give some properties that the Rexter CT will not give in terms of the minimal time of film formation, for example. And if you work in conjunction, then you will have a coating with excellent capacities of coalesce, and you will have a coating besides that has excellent mechanical properties. And they are both going to together to contribute to have super develop and strong paint. So it meant you can both work both ways. You can also, the customer also can use it separate, but we recommend it, obviously, if they use it together, it's much better because it can solve some issues about in the film, for example, about humidity or dry in the film. Whereas they're just only using CT, probably the customer might not be able to see these benefits in this what I just mentioned.
Great. Well, Alex, I'd like to thank you for being here today, and for everyone that attended or watched this, please feel free to head over to our website at www.vanhornmetz.com. Rexter's supplier page there has all the technical data on the COALREX and the Rexter CT. You're also able to request a sample there as well. We have sample inventory in our warehouse in Philadelphia for both of these items. So please reach out to your sales representative and get your lab and formulations incorporating these two items. So Alex, thank you so much again, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you very much. See you next time.